Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. Hi guys, Neshi here. Welcome back to another video. I know you have missed me. I know I've been MIA. I know I haven't been posting. I know a lot of things, guys. I know a lot of things. And I am sorry. I've just been living my life. And the other day, it was like, Dishi, can you put out content? I'm like, guys, I'm just tired of editing. I'm just tired of editing. Like, can I take a break? Can we go on like a 1 year holiday? And then I'm back on camera with the flu. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. This video is gonna come after my Cape Town vlog. So yeah. Also, guys, to be honest, the only thing that made me take so long to post my previous vlogs is the translating, because I probably need to speaking. I need to start speaking Shwambo. Every single time I speak it, I have to translate it because not all of you guys are bamboo. So I need to be fair. Also, my light is making a noise. So if you hear a noise, it's not like you're not used to it. Okay? It's not like you're not used to it. Yeah, so this is a start. We haven't done these in a while, and I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I have so many story times in my WhatsApp that I need to talk about, but a lot of them are very similar to what I've done before. So I'm like, okay, I can't keep repeating the same story, just different people. So I would like listen to a few or read a few and be like, okay, maybe this one or maybe this one. But this one I'm about to tell you today, it's a recent story time that came into our DMs. This person felt they wanted to share this story because they maybe want to create awareness, or they just want someone out there that's in the same situation not to go through the same thing. So if you don't like to hear about abuse, get out of here. Like, subscribe, and share, and get out. Okay, go. Because it might not be for you. Abuse is very close to me. Maybe one day we'll talk about it. It's something I really like to talk about because it happens. It can happen in any way, any time, like this, any formats. Because a lot of people think abuse is physical. It's never really physical. But what do you have to drink? So I'm on this water thing where I tell myself I'm supposed to finish this bottle in a day because I can't do 2 liters. Then I'll end up a water tank. So today I have my cup of water. I hope you have your cup of something. What do you have? On me? Or juice another beer or make my it's also okay. I haven't said that in so long. I have not said that in so long. I need to come back, guys. I'm starting to lose it. My head is screaming. I need to come back. I can't believe I almost forgot the words, but you know I can never. Okay, anyways, we're here for business. Let's get into the video. Okay, so this story goes back many years ago. I'm gonna try not to give out specifics because the person was very clear about not giving away too much of like the story, because she doesn't want her ex-partner to know that it's about him, even if so what if it's about him? Did it not happen? These things happened. But anyways, it goes back a while ago, not too long ago. Let's give the characters names. We'll call the lady, and I'm going to speak in first voice. We'll call the lady Nangula, and we'll call her friend, and then we'll call the guy like a charming name. We'll call the guy Liane. Okay, we'll call the guy Freddy. Okay, so it's Nangula, friend, and Freddy. So Nangula recently got a job at this famous company. So she was working for this company at the time for maybe like 3 months, because she had just recently graduated from varsity and she was kickstarting her life. She had moved out of her cousin's place, so she was living on her own. And life at the time was very normal, very I almost said homeschool, very homework routine. On Fridays they'd go out, but it wasn't really, she didn't really have like an outgoing like life. Then this one time, a friend comes over to her place and she was renting a bachelor flat. So she comes over to her place and she's like, no, my friend, this is braai happening where. I would like us to go, and chill. It's just gonna be cool vibes, just braais and habli shop. They go near to this place. Let's say they went near to Korehab Dam. So they're chilling by Korehab Dam. As they get there, they get like a group of people sitting. So let's say maybe they get like a group of 6 people sitting just like by their cars and stuff. So Freddy was part of the guys that were sitting at their cars. Sharp, he sees this girl and he's interested, but he doesn't want to make it look like he's interested like that. So Nangula and friend, they sit by one of their other friends' cars and they're just chilling, smoking happily. It's all sharp, giggles, laughs, smoking. Things are going well. Then after like an hour or so of them arriving, Freddy walks up to Nangula and he's like, hi. And she's like, hi. And he's like, no, can I also happily? And she's like, yeah, sure. So she happilies again and then she hands it over to him. Then he happilies. And Freddy drives a really, really nice car. He drives a really, really nice car. But in the streets, you don't know if it's his car or his uncle's car, so you cannot be too sure. So she wasn't really impressed by his car. So he's smoking the happily, and he's trying to make small talk. So where you from? Are you based here? That kind of small talk. But he didn't really show interest. It was probably like that, let's just have a conversation because I'm sitting next to you and I'm using your pipe. So they're talking and friend is there looking at Nangula and Nangula recently came out of a relationship. It didn't work out because of distance, so she broke up with her ex-boyfriend. So at the time she was, going through like a heartbreak, so she wasn't even looking at Freddy the way she was supposed to be looking at Freddy. Sharp. After a while, the brides, music is just type, sharp. But then at no point did Freddy show his intentions. He didn't ask for her number. It was literally just happily conversation around the happily pipe and yeah. So they all go their separate ways. Nangula goes to her place, Fred goes to her place. Life moves on like nothing happened though. Then the week after that, Freddy decides he's going to host a braai at his house. Now he lives in the burbs. And he calls a friend and says, no, please come with your friend that you came with last time. I'm hosting a braai. It's just gonna be the same people and that were at the dam. Sharp. Friend calls Nangula. No, Jumi, there's another braai happening in the burbs. I'll come get you. It's on Friday. So we go. It's just a braai. Any reason to go eat? So I got ready, put on my cute outfit, didn't do makeup because I'm not really a makeup girly, and then friend came, picked me up, we went. As we're approaching the burbs, the houses are amazing. These houses are like, yes, it's not bachelor flat vibes. So we get into the house and it's like glass everywhere, and there's a swimming pool, braai area, and there's a bar. The place is nice. So we're swimming and braaiing, and Freddy walks up to me and says, oh, hi Nangula. And I'm like, oh my god, hi. You're the guy the bride last weekend. He's like, yeah, it's me, sharp, huggy. Oh no, what are you drinking? At the time, Nangula was drinking Jameson and she was chasing it with appetizer. So he got her a whole bottle of Jameson and like a 6-pack of appetizer, and it was just for her. Sharp. She's sitting in the corner. She's sitting in the corner having a drink. She now changes into a bikini, so it's all cutesy. Sharp. After a while, it gets darker. Then everybody is starting to pay. This man is talking to this girl. This girl is talking to this guy. So Freddie comes, walks up to Angola and says, no, do you have plans later? And I was like, no, I really don't have plans. The intention is to go home because I want to go to church tomorrow. And he's like, oh, what church do you go to? And I said, no, I go to Sabish congregation. And then Freddie was like, oh, me too. How about I pick you up so we go to church together? And Nangula was just blown away because she's like, oh, you go to church as well. She was just surprised at how this man showed interest in religion. So she's like, oh, I love that. And they exchanged numbers. That's the only time they exchanged numbers, guys. They exchanged numbers. And Freddie said, no, I'll pick you up at, the church goes in at 9, right? And she's like, yeah, it goes in at 9. So he says, okay, cool, I'll pick you up tomorrow at like 8:30. Sharp. Nangula goes back to her place. After the vibes, they didn't really go out. After the vibes, she goes back to her place, and it's morning. She's getting ready. She puts on like a little foundation, Yana, just to confuse the enemy, because you never know, maybe the enemy's at church. So you must put on foundation so he can be like, look at the foundation. You cannot go through this or something. I don't even know why she put on foundation. So Freddie picks her up in one of his Mercedes. Okay? Because he had nice cars. He had like 3 cars. So he picked her up in the Mercedes. Sharp. We went to the Sapish congregation, and it was just vibes. It was literally giving couple. Okay. After church, they went to, go have breakfast, and it was just very good conversation with a very good looking man, because he's very, very good looking, and it was just chilled vibes. He didn't push for anything. She didn't push for anything, but she could sense that this guy kind of likes me, and I think he could also sense that this girl is also giving me the go ahead, but no one pushed it beyond what it was. And after that, it would just be like little, like Freddie would drop off lunch at her workplace, or it would be late night calls, and they would talk forever. Literally those things of you hang up, no you hang up, no you hang, and they were not even dating. This went on for about 5-6 months, just courting each other, just building a relationship. They would go to the movies together, they would do things together, go karting as friends. She would go over to his place, and she never slept over at his place ever, and he never insisted. It was always a thing of, no, come by, let's swim, or come by, let's watch a movie, but he would never do anything she was not comfortable with. 6 months later, he decides, no, I'm going to the coast, you want to come with? So she's like, yeah, sure, I have family that side, then I can just go sleep by my relative's house. And he's like, no, it's not an issue. I can just book you in with the hotel I'm booking myself in. Then you can be in a separate room, and I'll be in a separate room, and then we just go there because he was going for a meeting. And he was like, no, you can just have a break in your own room, I will not disturb you. And she's like, okay, sharp. I mean, it's a reason to go create content. Oh, sharp. So then they drive to the coast, and as they're driving, they're having such beautiful conversation, guys. It's conversation of, oh, where do you see yourself? And it's him initiating this conversation with her. So she was very impressed at the fact that this guy is even worried about, like, because he's a businessman, so he was worried about where she sees herself, and how what she's doing to get to where she wants to see herself. Just stuff that in the perfect worlds one would think it's a good tactic to use to get someone. Conversation, rush up, they get to the coast. They book at a very fancy hotel. She really gets her own room. He books his own room. 6 months later, sharp, Every morning they would meet and have breakfast together. And then this one time, I think the day before they had to leave, he initiated a date. So they went to buy ice cream and just went to the beach to just sit in the car and watch the sunset. As they're sitting in the car, he's like, I have something to ask you. And she's like, okay. And he's like, no, I feel like I would really like to get to know you more, and I do feel I want to open up to you and be vulnerable to you. So I would like to know if you'd like to be my girlfriend. And she's like, okay, first of all, that's the cutest thing anyone has ever done, because we're watching the sunset, eating our ice cream. And she says, yes, like I would love to be your girlfriend. And I was expecting you to ask me this earlier, but you were taking too long. You were taking too long to ask. Then they laughed about it, and kisses. They go back to the hotel, and then all of a sudden, one is not sleeping in the other room. They are both sleeping in one room. I don't know what happened in the room, but babies were not made. Okay, sharp. They drive back to Venduk. Things were things, and guys, like this guy would surprise her at work with flowers. He would surprise her with like lunch. He would give her one of his cars and be like, no, I just feel like, because she did have a license. I mean, for someone that came out of varsity and got into, she was a responsible adult, so she had a license. She just didn't have a car. So he'd give her one of his cars, and she would like drive her to work, and everybody just looked at her like, girl, I don't know what prayer. And at the time it was that Sierra rubbish. So it was like I don't know what prayer you used, but I also want to use the same prayer. Sharp. Maybe 3-4 months after making things known, she sleeps over at his house, leaves her things, so much that she would be at his house for like a week or for a month, but they didn't really move in together. Then there was a time she started feeling a funny sensation. Her cookie jar would always be itchy, and obviously go to the pharmacy, get like because it's a yeast infection. But then every time she told him about him, he would always be like, no, it's probably the toilets at work, babe. You really need to take care of yourself. And mind you guys, at this point, she has not even asked him if he has children, because if he did, he would be open about it. This guy is the type of guy that would pick up his phone in front of her when they'll be in town, and he would meet people. He'd be like, no, this is my woman. They were not even dating at the time. They were not even dating, but like, he seemed like such an honest person. I think she didn't ask the right questions. Sharp. No, baby, I feel like it's the toilets at work, and I don't know, maybe we should go to a gynae and check it out. Maybe it could be serious. That should have been in the right world. That should have been red flag number 1, because what do you mean? It's the toilets. I've been working there for so long, but today I get a yeast infection. You get, but it wasn't for someone that seemed to trust their partner so much. It wouldn't seem like a red flag at all. And the fact that he was even willing to take her to the gynae and do all of these things, she was so sure that her man wasn't doing anything he was not supposed to do. Sharp. They actually went to the gynae. Gynecologist said, no, it's a yeast infection. It's caused by this. You need to drink this. Prescribed antibiotics, and said, oh, but now I also need to give him whatever, so that he doesn't also catch it, in case you guys have unprotected love making, and then he gets the infection as well. Sharp. He was so open to it, and he was like, oh, doc, we're so grateful. What can she actually take to work for her to like clean the toilet, so she doesn't repeat, like so she doesn't get this again. And then he's like, no, just if you can, sit on the pod, clean the pod, clean the wad, clean the sharp. Jiggy, a few weeks later, the infection is gone. Things go back to things, and then homeboy had to travel to the north for work, because he's a businessman, right? So he's like, no, baby, I need to go to the north, Okuni Longa, but I'll be back. You can even go sleep in the house since there's no one there, just the security guard. So maybe you can go sleep over, and if you get tired of your place, then you can just rotate places just to see if everything is okay. And she's like, no, I don't mind. So she went to, because he was gone for a weekend, right? So she moved from her place to go to his place because there's more comfortable. And he had Wi-Fi and everything was just better on the other side. She moves me to the burbs. As she's in the burbs, I don't know what she was looking for. She didn't say. She just said she looked into the cupboards and one thing led to another, that led to another, that led to another. But so she went into the cupboards, and let's say she was looking for a towel. Or maybe she was just snooping, because you know sometimes as women we love looking for problems too, and sometimes you will find the problem, and she found the problem. So she goes into the cupboards and then she finds a gown. But the gown, you know, like when you gift your person, you gift king or my wealth or my love or my bank. She found a gown and it said my queen, but the gown did not look new. It looked like it's been used before. It's, you know, someone wore it. That's how it looks. So she took out the gown, then she put on the gown, and she checks the sides of the gown. There's like an initial, and it's Q. Okay. She ignores it, puts on the gown, says, I'm not going to confront this guy while he's in the north. I'll just confront him when he comes back. So Sunday comes, the guy comes back. And then when he comes back, he finds her in the gown. And he's like, oh, babe, look what I found in your cupboard. And he's like, oh, you found the gown I got for you. And she's like, got for me? He's like, yeah, babe, I've been having that gown since the day I met you. And then she's like, oh, but it looks like someone actually wore it. And then he's like, yeah, no, sometimes when I can't find mine, then I would wear yours. But it would just be to wear it because the idea of having you would make me feel the lies that we are told because of love. Then she says, okay, and the Q? No, Q is for queen. Q is for queen. That's why I put the Q there. I didn't want to write the entire word because I feel like it would have been so cliche, so I just put Q. Because at the back it had my queen, and then here it just had like the Q. Sharp. She bought it, and as she's packing her little bag to go back home, she's like, okay, let me take it with because it's most mine. And then it's like, no, just leave it there, and then this can be like the gown that you wear when you come here. And she's like, oh, okay, sharp. So she puts it back in the cupboard. That should have been red flag number 2. But because he knew what to say, how to say it, why to say it, she believed her man. Sharp. Goes back to her place, goes to work. He brings her flowers the next morning, on Monday morning, with a little note. Good morning, beautiful. Waking up today was so hard because I didn't wake up next to you. This man was damn perfect. But also he had the money to be perfect. So let's not give you too much credit. Sharp. Takes it to work and then gives her like a kapandi of like 5,000, but in maybe $100, maybe it was even $10 because it was bigger, no? And then he was like, no, this is for lunch. And he always did this in front of her colleagues because he always wanted to have a show. Like, he always wanted people to see that he was this perfect man. Sharp. The week goes by, she would sleep and he never slept in her place. Maybe he just felt like her place was too small, or maybe he had that thing of, I'm a Vamu man, I'm not going to sleep at a woman's house. A woman must come sleep at my house. So she always went to his place. Sharp. One of the days in the future, she was driving his car, and she just so happened to drive his Mercedes. As she's driving, she notices that there's a car that they found each other at the robots, and this person looked at her like you know when someone looks at you like you know, and she didn't know why, so she felt very unsafe that this woman is here gazing into like a life, like looking into a life. So she was like, okay, maybe it's not my business. So maybe she knows the guy. I don't know. Or maybe she's mistaking me for someone else. So she drives away, and for some odd reason, this car keeps following her. So as she's driving, she notices that she's getting close to where she lives. And she still notices that the car is still following her. So she's like, ah. So then she decides she's gonna go around the street, so she sees that the car is still following her. And then she notices the car is still at the back. She drives and goes out of that location back into town because she probably thought fast and saw which I am. Either this person wants to see where I live, or this person wants to do something harmful. And because she was driving a fast car, she was able to speed away. So she calls Dr. Freddy, and she's like, no, babe, I was at the robots, and this white car was like stopped by me and like was looking at me like we knew each other, and for some odd reason I felt like she was following me because everywhere I went to, she also went to, until I managed to speed off. And then he's like, ah, and you say it's a woman. And she was like, yeah, it was a woman, because she could see that it was a woman. And he's like, I don't know any woman. I don't know any woman that drives a white car that could maybe know my car. Are you sure it's not one of your people, Shiveli? Then she's like, no, I don't know anyone with a white car either. Then he was like, oh, maybe it's just people that were trying to be funny, or maybe people that are trying to rob you. And she's like, oh, maybe, but she was alone in the car, so if she was trying to rob me, then she would have probably done it alone. It's like, you never know, just be safe. Next time, maybe you shouldn't drive that car around because clearly it's attracting the wrong attention. Maybe you should stick to the other smaller car. And she was like, I honestly feel like I'll stick to the smaller car because this one is clearly bringing for me problems. She's sleeping over at his place. And as you're sleeping, his phone is blowing up. Like his phone is blowing up. It's missed call after missed call after call after call after call after call. And then she says, no, babe, it could be urgent that maybe you must just pick up the call. He was very defensive because he knew who was calling. So he gets off the bed and said, since when do you tell me who to pick up and who not to pick up? Yeah. And he said, no, babe, I didn't mean it in any way. I was just worried because this person is calling you. Maybe Oneke Liponje that needs your help or something. He said, no. You're not going to tell me who to pick up and who not to pick up, okay? Okay. So Nangula goes back to bed because how then do you fight? How do you mind your business, oh? So she slept. As they're sleeping, maybe a few minutes later, they hear hooting outside. Beep, 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 beep. Ah, babe. It seems like the hooting is happening outside. So he says, oh, okay, let me go check it out, I'm coming. Takes his phone, takes his car keys, leaves the room in a gown, leaves the room, goes outside. Now, Nangula is also like, you're not going to leave me in bed after not picking up your phone. I also want to go see who it is that's outside bothering our peace. Because after this person was calling, all of a sudden, I'm being Yamukul word. And how lucky it is. So she follows him and she's going outside, but he doesn't see that she's following him. And she's in the gown. So he goes, he checks by the intercom thing and notices, Kucha, it's the girlfriend in the white car. So this whole time, Freddie was in a relationship with his girlfriend. And his girlfriend lives in the north. Hence him always going to the north. So him being all romantic and cutesy in Windhoek because his main person is not in town. So she just happened to see Nangula driving her boyfriend's car. And she was following her to see Kucha. And he's not being shingwered by Mame. So she came to his place to confront him. And she came at like 12 midnight to confront her boy. Sharp. So he opens because he's been dating this girl for so long. So he goes outside to try and calm the situation down. And Nangula doesn't know what's happening there. She just knows there's a lot of commotion. And Nangula's not the type of person that likes drama. If there's one thing Nangula doesn't like, is drama. And if it's not coming to look for her, she will not go to it. So she stayed in the house. She was checking the kucha, what is happening. And the car that she saw outside, the white car that she saw outside, is the white car that he denied knowing. And the whole time he kept saying, like, babe, babe, like trying to stop her saying, babe, babe, babe. Sharp. The girlfriend came with friends. So Nangola calls friend, her friend Annie. She's not picking up. Calls her again, she's not picking up. Calls her again, she's not picking up. Even on the fourth call, she picks up. She's like, friend, please, just know kucha, there was a girl here looking for problems. And she explains what was going on to her friend. And then her friend was like, okay, should I come get you? Then she's like, no, it seems like Freddie is calming the situation down. And she's like, okay, let me know if you're okay. And she's like, no, when he comes to your house, I'll obviously ask what was going on and then let you know if I'm okay. Sure. Freddie calms the situation. I don't know how he calmed her, what lies he told his main girl. She drove away. He came back into the house angry. As he's walking into the house, Nagula is by the stairs. And she's like, who's that? And he didn't answer. He just walked back up the stairs. He's like, no, that's the same Nagulane. That's the same person that was following me. And I told you that this person was following me, but you didn't want to listen. Why is it that you're denying the person? Just going on. So when Freddie turned, I think he was also annoyed at the fact that he almost got caught, or he got caught, or I don't know what happened. He turned and he just smacked Nagula. For a few minutes, Nagula was just hearing stars. She could not hear anything. She was just hearing stars and seeing colors. So apparently in that moment, she couldn't hear a word because it was like a back slap. Then she said, Fred, you slapped me. And he's like, no, you must learn to keep quiet. Do you even know who that person was? And he grabbed her and he started beating her and he's beating her moroto because he slapped her, right? He's beating her in the body. And as he's beating her, he's shouting at her like, you must learn to respect people. Who told you that person was even looking for problems? And then she was just there confused, laying on that bed, confused. When he's done beating her, she gets up and she's crying. She is crying. And he went downstairs, he went to go get ice, and he starts tumbling her and saying, no, babe, I'm sorry. Look at what you made me do. I didn't mean to do this, but I just feel like sometimes you need to know your place. And she's like looking at this guy like, this guy beat me for asking the issues that were happening outside. And then he's like, no, you know what? I'll take you to the hospital tomorrow. I'll take you to my doctor so that he can see maybe something is going on. And she slept next to this man and she cried herself to sleep because she couldn't believe that her Prince Charming was not so Prince Charming. He was Hitman Moses. Sharp. In the morning, he woke up early in the morning. He was making her breakfast. He made breakfast and he served breakfast in bed. And at the time, the bruises didn't really show much, but because she's a bit fair, you could see the punches. And I think Freddie was very smart because the only time he hit her on her face was when he reflexed, according to him. Reflexed, and I couldn't see anything. It probably was the devil, babe. I would never do that to you. That was Saturday. Sharp. He's like, no, then he calls one of his aunties. No, my girlfriend, pero kwale ya out ongera ndo kwaruka dinda. And Angula's looking at this guy like, you are lying to your aunt about what you did to me. And then she's like, no, and what, just giving remedies on what to do. And then when he hangs up, he's like, no, babe, I couldn't tell her because I'm embarrassed. I've never touched a woman before. And I told myself, I'll never touch a woman in my life. I just don't know what happened. I think I was just so stressed and things happened so quickly. I couldn't control myself. I'm so sorry. That entire week, Nagula had to wear long sleeve stuff, had to wear upoloneka in the summer. She had to wear upoloneka, and he was very much consistent there by the flowers. Every day, Nangula got flowers at work. Every day. From Monday to Friday, she got flowers at work. She got lunch at work. She got little notes with money at work. He was doing the most. And that whole week, he wanted her to sleep at his place. But then she just didn't feel safe anymore. Like, how do you feel safe after someone just does that? Sharp. Chiki, she forgives her man because Son is so sweet, money so yum, flower so cute. She forgives her person. Life goes on. But unfortunately, what that did was she was now scared to approach or confront anything, because she just felt like if I confront anything, maybe I'll be long-winded. So she didn't really, like, she would see little things, but she wouldn't confront him. Until this one time, she's calling the guy, he's not picking up. Calling, he's not picking up. So because you gave me a car, so I'm going to use the car that you gave me to drive and look for you. So she goes and drives to the burbs. Gets to his house, and here is the white car parked outside his house. So this white car that was following her that other day is parked outside her man's house. So she's ringing the bell. Ring, 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 ring. When he came out of the house, it literally played out the same way it played out the other night. The only difference is he came out with his girlfriend to come see who is disturbing their peace. So as they walk out, she's wearing Nagula's gown, because that's what she was told. It is my gown. That's the gown she's wearing. And he's in his, so it's a queen and king vibe. They come out and he's like, can I help you? And she's like, Freddie, can you help me? And she's like, yeah, what do you want? Is this the girl? Isn't this the girl, babe, that was driving your car? And he's like, yeah, it's the girl that was driving my car. I don't even know how she got it. Maybe she was to a car wash and she was able to drive my car. I don't even know, babe, but let's go back inside. Because Nangula is the peaceful girlfriend, she was so shocked at the response Freddie gave her in front of this woman. She got back into the car that belongs to him. I don't think the other girl knows that he has a third car. He gets back in the car, drives to friend's house, gets to friend's house, calls friends to come outside, calls friend to come outside. As she comes outside, she just starts crying. And she's crying. And she's crying. And friend is like, what happened now? No, I went to Freddie's house and he confronted me with this girl and she was even wearing my gown. And she's like, hey, who's this person? And so she tells her, no, there was a time I was driving one of his cars and there was someone looking at me and she was following me and this person just so happened to be the same person that when I was sleeping at his house, she also came and what. Okay. 2 days later, she has not heard from Freddie. He's not called her. He's not texted. He's not miscalled her. Nothing. The third day comes. He comes to his workplace with like a little box at the reception and flowers. And so she walks out and she's annoyed because what are you doing here? How dare you come to my workplace after embarrassing me? But because we're in public, I can't share this anger with you, right? Comes, looks at him, and he's like, babe, I'm here to ask for your forgiveness. And she's like, for what? And he's like, no, you will never understand it, even if I explained it to you. You will not understand why I did what I did. But if you just go out to lunch with me, you will understand. I will tell you everything. It was almost lunch hour. She takes the box. It was a little necklace with her name on it, and so she takes the gifts because well, the gifts eat you. You take your flowers. So sharp, she puts it in her office. They drive. They go have lunch. Then he starts to tell her, yeah. So that girl, her name is da 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 da, and I met her a long time ago, and she has bipolar. So this girl, the only reason I had to tell or act like I didn't know you was because if I didn't, she was literally gonna kill you, because she's threatened to kill anyone she would find me with. I would never embarrass you like that, but this person is really crazy. And she's like, and you allowed a crazy person in your house. And he would be like, no, the only reason I allowed her in my house was because she came crying that she wanted to commit suicide. So I allowed her in, and she came with clothes and they were ripped. So I gave her the gown that belongs to you because she didn't have anything else to wear. But I'm so sorry. We didn't even sleep in the same room. She slept in the spare room. This guy seemed sincere. So I listened and I understood him and I believed him. So we patched our things back, and he was like, the only reason I couldn't call you was because she smashed my phone. Like, look, I'm even using another phone, and it's my bad for not memorizing your phone number. I think from this point forward, I really want you to move in with me. So I'm like, because I didn't know. Well, she didn't. I didn't know that this person does not live in town. I didn't know that at the time. Sharp. So I'm like, to further gate my man, I will move in with him. So I packed a little bag. The good thing is, Nangola never moved out of her flat. She never moved out of her flat. And she paid rent on that side, as she was not even staying in the house. She was literally just paying rent for free. She moves into the burbs, into her man's house. And he would cook dinner, and he's the type of man that wants to serve. Dinner, serve her dinner, do the cute things, go shopping. He introduced her to his family, but later she understood that it wasn't really family. It was just like the younger people in his family. So everybody knew that she was second or third or even fifth, and he had other people that he was doing the same thing to. But this man had so much money that he could afford to cheat. Like, he could afford to do these things. Sharp. So one day, his phone is ringing. And I think he forgot Kucha. When someone on WhatsApp calls you, video call, their profile picture, it comes on the screen. And this person is titled, My Love. Guess whose love is calling? Madam White Car. So she's calling. Nangola takes the phone and says, oh, my love, you really didn't even change the name. So what am I saved as? Your what? What am I saved as? Your servant? And he just got so angry, and he's like, can you stop being so dramatic? And he took her and he shook her. Can you stop being so dramatic? Hey, pushed her on the couch and said, how many times must I tell you, leave my phone alone, and you must stop thinking that you can control me. You are a woman and I'm a man. And he starts beating her. And he's beating her. And he's beating her because of a phone call. Because of a title that I was just asking why you titled this person like this. And he beat her. And this time he did not care where he beat her. No goshipala. After that he said, go into the guest room. She goes into the guest room. He locks the guest room. And this man left. She doesn't know where he left to. Doesn't know when he was coming back, what time he was coming back. And that part, it was around God, the 5, 6. Doesn't know if he's coming back. She was there crying. Luckily, she managed to go into the room with her phone. So she called her friend and she's like, friend, come and save me before this man kills me. And he's like, okay, where are you? So she sends location. When she gets there, there's no way for friend to come into the house. So she's knocking, she's ringing the bell, no one is answering. She's calling the bar, and she's like, bruh, I'm locked in the house. Huh? Then she's like, okay, must I call the police? And then Nagula was like, no, please don't call the police. Huh? Just wait outside if you can until he comes back. And she waited, and she waited, and she waited. Then she's like, my friend, it's almost midnight. I cannot be waiting this long for a person that is not arriving. And she says, no, my friend, I'm even hungry. And she's like, let me just call the police. Then she's like, no, please don't call the police. Let's just wait for him to come back. Then she said, okay, let me leave. When you hear movement, call me so I come back. Sharp. She left. Nangula fell asleep because this man only came back home around 5, 6 in the morning. As he comes back, he is drunk. So he opens the door, gets into the room, sleeps next to her, drunk. As he's sleeping next to her, Nangola's like, okay, do I sneak out of this room or do I wait for him to wake up? So we talk about this because unfortunately this person still, I don't know if that is love, guys, if I'm honest, but she still had feelings for this person. So she decided she's just gonna sleep next to this person and wait for him to wake up. Morning comes, so she goes in the kitchen, she makes something to eat, goes back to check if he's awake, he's still sleeping. After a while, he wakes up. He's not talking to her. He wakes up, and she's like, morning. Walks past her, goes to the fridge, gets something to eat, goes back into the room. And she's like, can we talk? He's not talking to her. I don't know why he's playing victim, but he's not talking to her. He walks past her, goes back, goes upstairs, goes to his room, goes and takes a shower. And she's following him. She's following him because why are you ignoring me? You did this to me and you are ignoring me. She sits on the bed, waits for him to finish showering, comes out of the shower, puts on his clothes, takes his car keys, leaves. As he leaves, she's following him and she's like, okay, listen, Freddie, if you're not going to talk to me, let me also leave this house. He says, bring the car keys. And she's like, sorry? And he's like, yeah, bring my car keys. Bring my car keys because there's no way you're leaving this house with my car keys. Sharp gives the car keys. And while you're at it, go pack your bags. And now, this guy is literally manipulating or trying to be a nurse. I don't even know what he was trying to do. And she's like, why are you acting like this? I just said I'm leaving to go back to my place. I didn't say I'm leaving to break up with you. And he says, listen, I'm not going to be in a relationship with a woman that doesn't trust me. And I'm not going to be in a relationship with a woman that doesn't believe what I tell her when I tell her. If you are going to be here trying to play detective, then leave my house. So she starts crying. No, babe, boo, I did not mean to disrespect you yesterday. I just felt disrespected by the fact that your person was calling and you said this person was crazy, so I don't understand why you titled her as my love, and I want us to talk so we can patch things up. And then he says, if you want this to work, it's going to be on my terms. You are not going to disrespect me, you're not going to touch my phone, and you're not going to nag me like I'm a child. I'm not a child. So he starts to get angry and she starts to apologize because she knows every time he gets out of character, it is hitman versus a victim. So she's like, no, baby, I'm not even here to fight you. I don't want to fight you. Can you please talk about it? So he goes in, so cocky and arrogant, walks into the sitting room, sits down, is giving her this face, and she was there like, no, babe, I'm sorry. She even moves from the chair to come kneel down by him. And he says, why can't you just be like this? Why can't you just be respectful, Nangula? Why can't you just treat me like the man that I am? Every time we are fighting, it's because of you. You are the one that's always provoking these things. I'm not a violent man. I'm not a violent man alone. I've never touched a woman in my life. And you are the first person that's making me act out of character. That's why I left this house yesterday. I left this house because I couldn't put up with the fact that I became this person because of you. Shifted the entire blame to Nangula. Nangula being Nangula, I'm sorry. I will never do it again. I even feel like maybe it's because of your job that you feel like you're higher than me. I just feel like if it's the salary you want, I can pay you the salary, but I feel you are disrespecting me. I don't know if it's the money you get, but I feel a sense of disrespect. I don't know if it's the friends you keep, but there's something about you that is disrespecting me. So if it's a salary you want, I can pay you a salary, but I don't feel comfortable knowing that my woman is working and she's earning this amount of money that is making her feel that she can talk to me anyhow. Guys, it has become about her salary. Then she says, no, babe, if you're willing to give me the money that I get paid, then I can quit the job, but I really want this to work. So he says, no, sharp, I can do a stop order. How much do you get paid? No, I get paid this much. Sharp. If every month I'll be deducted this amount. If it's work that you want, if it's money that you want, I can give you money. But I'm not going to be disrespected by a girl that's in the corporate world that feels because she's going up the rank, she can come disrespect me. So Nangula puts in a resignation because she also felt this guy was doing a lot for her. And I can understand, okay, I don't understand, but I'm assuming maybe the reason she found comfort was because he was paying her rent, he was supporting her family, literally her black tax. Nangula never used any of her salary. Her salary was maybe just savings, which she did not even do. Sharp. She quit her job, so Freddie started giving her money. So at this point, started becoming a bit God-fearing. So she'd pray here and there, and she'd always say, Father, if this is not my man, I am unhappy because of a man, Father. And I know that you're not giving me people to come hurt me. And this man is hurting me physically. If he is not mine, please, take him away. If he is not mine, take him away. I always say, guys, when you're going through a difficult time in your life, don't tell God to give someone else the strength. Tell God to give you the strength to leave something that you are not happy in. Because why must you wait on someone else's terms? Tell God, give me. I've seen the power in changing your prayer point, guys. Give me. Let me leave. Don't wait for a man to leave you. You leave him. But for her, she said, if he's not mine, let him leave me. And for a narcissist, he will never leave you, girl. He wants you where he has you. Here is where he has you. Sharp. A few months go by. The abuse was there, but she got used to it so much that she would always defend him. No, I fell off the cupboard, and then I hurt myself. Oh no, these are allergy. Making excuses for a man. Until this one time, they were at his place, and it was literally like a light bulb that just happened. And he was watching something on his phone. So she said, can you please lower your volume? He says, don't tell me what to do. He says, if it's noisy, go sit in the sitting room, but don't tell me to lower my stuff. She got off the bed, went to the living room, sat down. After 2 years of being in an abusive relationship, this girl sat in that living room and said, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve a man that is literally controlling me. Because every single time they would fight, he would take away the salary. Every single time they would fight, it was always her fault. Every single time. Even when he was wrong, it was her fault. When he was stressed, it was her fault. Being in an abusive relationship for 2 years, she quit her job, but at the time she had been unemployed for maybe like 6 months. She said, you know what? You are going to sit in this sitting room, leave everything he has given you, get out of his house, and go home. Nangula left that living room. He didn't know she left. Left that living room, opened the doors, got out of the house, told her friend, I got your friend, I want to take a cab to your place. She comes to her place and she says, I'm done. And obviously, when you're dealing with a friend that's in a abusive relationship or toxic relationship, you would have most probably heard I'm done like a million times. And friend was like, yeah. In her head, she's like, you always say that. But she was so done. This guy just had to tell her what he said to her that day for her to be like, you know what? I don't even deserve you. I don't deserve this. I don't even want this. God plays such a beautiful role in our life. But the only way we are able to see these things is if we look for Him. So she starts to pray. She starts to, she was handing CVs. No, if you hear this, and obviously you can't go back to your workplace and say, no, I was in a toxic place. My man told me to leave my job. So she made peace with the fact that she had left that job. She applied to different jobs and she got a new job. As she was now getting over this man would blow up her phone. He would threaten her. He would drive to his place. Luckily, he didn't even know where friend's place was. He would drive to her place and send her videos that I'm outside your house with a gun. But she like wouldn't stay there. She didn't stay there for a while. So she just went there, got a few things and stayed by her friend's place. He didn't know where she worked. He didn't know where she lived. And that frustrated him. And he had like naked pictures of her in his phone. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna expose you. She did not respond to this man from the day she left her house till when he Bella gave up. She never responded to this man. He was literally talking to himself. And she decided she's not gonna block him. She's gonna give him the potato of knowing that you are being blue ticked, but no one is responding to your rubbish. Literally, he was talking to himself until he got tired of talking to himself, and then he stopped completely. Like 3 months later, he completely just stopped. And what this story taught me is, as women, I feel like we give men so much power over our lives that these people decide to control us because we allow them to control us, and they do things for us that we can't do for ourselves. But you can do these things for yourself. Buy yourself flowers, buy yourself lunch. Like, why must you wait for this person to create this lifestyle for you? And now that he says, I'm taking away this lifestyle, you feel like you cannot live without this lifestyle, so you stay in this place where you are being hurt. Love shouldn't hurt, guys. Honestly, it should not hurt. And it shouldn't just be physical hurt, even emotional hurt. Like, I don't think it should hurt the way it hurt Nangula, to be honest. So I really hope you learned from the story. I hope there's someone out there that is in a toxic relationship and it's not longer than 2 years and is standing up for herself today and is leaving that place. I hope there is someone in a relationship where the overland Hiroshima and the person is taking back the thing when they are angry and decides, listen, you are not going to decide when on how to remove and make me feel like I'm inadequate because you've given me a car, because you've given me a phone, because you've given me money, because you've given me a lifestyle. No, guys, stand up for you. It's it. I know, like, they're not a lot of men, but you don't deserve to be treated like that. No woman, no, not even a man deserves to be treated like that. So I'm not going to be here being a therapist. I'm not a therapist. I'm just here to tell someone else's story. I hope you liked it. I was traumatized by it. But now we are both traumatized because I cannot listen to this thing alone and not share it with you guys. You must also feel the way I'm feeling. I really hope the story was useful. I will see you guys in another video. I need to go eat now. I think I'm hungry. I hunger. I need to go eat, guys. I'll see you guys in another video.